welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about the Edge of Reality palette from KVD Vegan Beauty. I just got this in PR and I was super curious to check out this palette. I did like it when I saw the promo photos. I thought it looked pretty and I saw it get on my doorstep and I was like, okay, let's just film a first impressions with this and see what we think. It's a very beautiful palette. I also have the lashes that came out with this collection as well, so I will be showing you guys those. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so diving into the palette, this should be available now as I am filming this video, so I'll have it linked down below if you are interested in it. It retails for $45, and I'll go ahead and show you the inside. The actual outside packaging is super pretty. It has like this raised packaging to it. It also has the gold that's very pretty. I love the details. This is actually a fully recyclable palette, so you can actually recycle this entire thing. It does not have a mirror in it because of that, but the actual inside packaging is very beautiful as well. Here is the inside of the palette. Looking on the card here, it says that there are 6 hyperpigmented mattes, 8 eye-catching shimmer shades, and then we have 2 special jewel shades in here as well. And again, packaging, it's going to be like this cardboard, and I do notice when you actually close it, you have to like kind of lift this to close it in just because it is like this cardboard packaging, but it looks like you can just take this out as well, and that is how you recycle it. I think it's a cool concept. I love that brands are moving more in towards like this eco-friendly packaging. I think that that's really great. All right, so I just went ahead and swatched all 14 of the shades. They swatched beautiful. Like, they look super pigmented, very pretty. A lot of these have like a duochrome shift to them, like both this green and like this orangey green have this really pretty shift to them. The mattes look really buttery, very smooth. I'm very, very impressed with the swatches, and I am looking forward to trying this out on the eyes. Also, part of this, they did release some lashes. So it looks like there are 4 different lash styles. I got 3 of the styles, so I have the style full right here, and I am going to try out one of these. I'm not sure which one I want to try yet, but that one is the full lash. We also have dramatic. I think the dramatic ones look really, really gorgeous. And then we also have the last one, which is natural, and these look really pretty as well. So I'm not sure which one I want to try out. Again, there is one more. Let me see in here. I think in the card it has one more lash that I didn't get. That one is going to be eye-opening, so there is going to be one more lash, but I'm excited to actually try the lashes. I think that this is the first time they're coming out with them. I'm not positive, but I think so. It says that they do come with lash glue as well, so that's nice. I don't feel like that happens a lot. I don't know, I'm kind of leaning more towards the dramatic ones, to be honest. I think it's going to depend on what we do for the eye look, but I also got this sent over with it too. This is the Shake Primer, and I've actually been curious about this. It's an eyeshadow primer that they came out with quite a while ago, but it's kind of an interesting concept. It's like a liquid, and you like shake it up to use it. I don't know. It sounds very interesting, so we are going to try this with the eyeshadow palette, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this out on my hand first because it's kind of stressing me out to like put it directly on my eyes just because it is so watery, but I mean, we're going to try it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down. I'm not sure if it's supposed to like set itself or how this works, or if you apply it wet. I'm really not sure, but we're gonna put it on. It definitely starts to feel like, it definitely feels tacky right now. I don't know if I'm doing this right. You guys will have to let me know down below if you've tried this product. I think I'm doing it right. It doesn't have any instructions on it, but I'm gonna just tap this in and try this out. It's not really covering. I guess it did a little, but I have a lot of like veins on my eyes, so I don't love that it's not like covering those. I need something that has a little bit of color to it, but if it is tacky, like it feels tacky on this side. So now that we've got our lids prepped, we're going to go ahead and start. So I think for my first shade, I'm going to go into this one right here, and we're going to try this out all in the crease. These are just interesting looking because they are so like flat. Like it seems like just like, I don't know, normally it's like more raised or there's like more texture to it, but these shades, or they're more in a pan, I guess is the way I'm trying to say it. They're just so flat. It looks like there's like nothing in here, but we're gonna go ahead and try this shade out first and kind of just put it down as our base and set it. It looks like it's adhering really well to the primer, but I kind of just want something to just do our blending with. So this is pretty close, I think, to my natural lid color, so it worked well for me as just like a setting shade, which I don't mind in a palette because I always feel like that's what I like to go in with first. Okay, so that looks nice on the lid. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the second shade. For that, I'm going to go into this like salmon color right here. And again, I'm going to just start in my crease and begin to blend this into my crease. I honestly, you guys, can't think of a palette I have tried from this brand. I know that they have switched it over now and it is KVD Vegan Beauty, but even before the switch, like Kat Von D, I never actually tried a palette from them. I've tried a lot of their other products, their face products, their liners and everything, and they're really good, but I've never tried her eyeshadow palette formula. So this is kind of like a first impressions on the formula as well. And I know they've switched over, so I'm not sure if this formula is the same. I would believe that it would be, but I'm not positive. You guys will have to let me know if you know any information on that. But this shade seems to be blending out nicely. It's pretty sheer. It's not really giving me much, but it's giving us a little bit of something on the crease. I'm just gonna further deepen that up with this shade here and see if we can't put that in the crease as well, just to give us a little bit of something extra when it comes to the crease. And this shade is definitely showing up a lot more here. I just feel like those other two were very, like, I don't know, they were almost like bone shades for me. Okay, and then I'm gonna further deepen that up with this matte right here and use a little bit of that. So I'm still just using the same brush here. And work this shade also into the crease. I don't know, these shades just kind of seem to be all like blending together. They're not really like, they're not super pigmented. They're definitely very like soft type of matte formula. It's just not what I'm used to. I don't hate it, but I just feel like they're all kind of blending like into each other. Like I'm not really seeing much pigmentation. Like even for this brown, I feel like it should be more like, you know what I mean? Like you can see it's kind of just blending into the other shade. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. It might be the primer. Like maybe this is the primer that's like causing this all to happen, but I mean, I can see them. They're just not as like pigmented, I guess, as I'm used to. Okay, so now that we've got that, I want to play with the greens for sure. I kind of want to work with like another one of the mattes. So I think I'm going to take that deeper like royal blue shade right here. And I'm going to, this one right here, I'm going to work that, I think, in my crease as well and see how pigmented that shade is. So I'm kind of just going to sweep this into my crease. Almost tap it and then I'm going to kind of tap it and then start to blend it. Even this shade is like not really showing up very well. It's so weird because the swatches of all of these shades were so pretty. Like they swatched very, very well, but I just feel like on the eyes, they're all kind of just like blending out to nothing. This shade is like picking up more than the other shades, but it almost still like, I don't know. It's not as pigmented as it looks in the pan and even in the swatch. It doesn't really do much for me. And it definitely looks pretty patchy here on the edge as well. I don't know. That could be the way I applied it. I'm almost wondering, you guys, if this is like the primer because I don't normally have this issue with, I'm going to kind of like get rid of that right there because I feel like it was going way too far. I don't normally have this issue with like the shadows kind of being kind of so powdery almost, or like not, like look at me putting this down. It's just like not even showing up. I don't want to write it off altogether. Like I'm not going to just sit here and be like, oh, this is awful because I don't know if it is the primer, but I'm not that impressed so far, to be honest with you guys. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's going to get for this blue. Hopefully we can actually like salvage it with the shimmers. So I do want to go in with the green shade in the palette. I've been really into greens lately, and I think that this would be really pretty all over the lid. I am going to use my finger just because it did swatch so well, and look at how pretty that is. Like, it looks so gorgeous. So I'm just going to put this on my lid. Okay, this shade is beautiful. That looks so pretty. I love that. Okay, starting to have a little bit of redemption here. I love the way this looks. It has like that shiftiness to it. It looks so foiled. I just love the way this looks on the eyes. I am just like, this is really bothering me how like patchy and unblended this is over here. I'm gonna try to like do the same thing on this side that I did on the other one. Like, so bad for you to like tuck your eyes like that, but honestly, you guys, like it doesn't look great over here. I'm gonna take some like translucent powder on my finger and see if I can't like buff that over there and see if it helps like blend it out a little. Sometimes that helps. Like if you're having issues with something being patchy, just a little bit of translucent powder, I think it just kind of helps like diffuse it a little more. My sponge also still has like a little bit of concealer on it, so I'm kind of just going to tap over this area too with my sponge. Okay, so the edges are still just like not very blended, not looking that great, but the shimmer shade looks so pretty on the eyes. I do want to go in with this lighter shimmer now as well, like the champagne shimmer, and I want to put this just on the inner corner as like a highlight. I'm just using my pinky here because the shade also looks super pretty. So far I would say the shimmers in this palette are gorgeous. Definitely recommend for the shimmers, but honestly, you guys, the mattes wasn't that impressed with. So I feel like it's hard when you like half the palette and not the other half, but if you're looking for just like a shimmer palette that has some really fun like duochrome shifts and some really pretty shimmers, then I would recommend this, but without the mattes. I feel like if you have a lot of mattes in your collection you already like, and you're okay with the price tag of this one just for shimmers, I think it's really pretty for the shimmers. I am going to grab a couple more of these just to put on the lower lash line to kind of connect everything here. I'm just going in with this shade and this one just to deepen that up. I am going to, of course, try this palette again with a regular eye primer that I'm used to using and see if that did help it at all. If it did and I use this again and I like it a lot better, I will leave that pinned in the pinned comments just so you guys can know. I'm putting a little bit of the blue on the outer corner here as well. It looks nice on the lower lash line. Let's go ahead and try out the lashes now. So like I said, there are 3 lashes. I think with this look, I was leaning more towards the dramatic lash, but I don't know, like this look doesn't really scream dramatic to me. So let's go ahead and try, let's try this one here. This one is called the Full Lashes, and I am going to try them with the lash glue that they did come with. I don't always love using lash glue that comes with lashes because I feel like it's not, I don't know, it's not always that great, but we are going to try it and see what we think. The band on these seems really comfortable. Like it looks like it has a lot of bend to it, and like it's going to be really nice on the lashes for sure. I've been really liking this one here from Alma Beauty. This is the Drama Balm. I've been using this one a bunch, so I'm just going to really quickly do a quick coat. You see how nice this is? Like, it's such a good mascara. A quick coat over my lashes, and then we'll throw those falsies on. Oh, this lash glue actually has a brush on it. I do like that. Normally, like these little mini ones do not have brushes. They're kind of like little squeezy tubes. So I do like that this one has a brush. I was going to trim these, honestly, but I think they're pretty good lengthwise. I might regret it once I put them on, but I don't think they really look like they need to be trimmed for me. I like to use a tweezer for mine to apply them, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on. The lash glue did get quite tacky. Line it up where I want it on my lid and kind of just set it down. And then what I do is I kind of set it in the middle, and then I'll adjust the corners to how I want them. So that seemed to go on really nicely. I like the look of the lash, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop on the other one. It feels pretty comfortable too. It doesn't feel like it's going to be too heavy on the lid. I was actually surprised at how well that lash glue worked because these look really nice on, I think. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the Alma Beauty mascara on my lower lash line. But looking at this eye look, I really like the way it turned out. The mattes though, like I said, obviously I didn't love, but all in all, I think that the eye look came out pretty. Like I think it looks really nice. I think the shimmer shades just like make up for the mattes so much. Okay, there's our lip on. If you're curious, I used the Orgasm. This is the Nars Afterglow lip balm, and then I also used the Oh Snap lip liner from Colourpop. But this is going to be our final look. And getting into my thoughts on the palette. So thoughts on the palette is I think that the eyeshadow shimmers in there are absolutely beautiful. So if you are one who likes shimmer palettes and you're looking for something that is kind of like fun, duochrome, the shimmers in here are beautiful. Mattes I wasn't that impressed with. I feel like they all just kind of blended into themselves, and also they weren't very pigmented. I feel like they just weren't my favorite to work with. They were a little patchy. So the matte side I just like wasn't a fan of, but if you look at it right here, like this shimmers, beautiful. They swatch beautiful. They looked, both the shimmers I used look really pretty on the eyes, so I'd imagine the other ones would look nice as well. But $45 is kind of a lot for like a full shimmer palette, but it is a pretty palette if you are liking the color story and you want these shimmers. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm kind of in between. I will try it out again and I'll see if I have any more luck with the mattes because it could have been the eye primer. That was my first time trying that out. Lashes, these are really pretty. I really like these lashes. They feel very comfortable on my lid, and I liked that they came with the lash glue that had a brush applicator because I will definitely use that lash glue. So I did like that about them, and the other pairs that they did send over look really pretty as well. So that is kind of my final thoughts on this release from KVD Vegan Beauty. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of this palette. Were you excited about this launch? What other palettes have you tried from the brand that are your favorite? I'd love to know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends.